My sister never liked celebrating her birthday. She smiled. She cut the cake. She thanked everyone. But I always noticed the way she checked her phone when no one was looking. Bank notifications, loan reminders, minimum payment alerts, $25,000. Student debt she carried like a shadow. She never complained, never asked for help. But stress has a sound, and I could hear it in her silence. 3 months before her birthday, I made a decision. I logged into my savings account. Years of overtime, missed vacations, careful budgeting, gone in one transfer. I called the bank to confirm. Balance. Zero, the representative replied. I hung up and stared at the screen. It felt heavy, but right. I didn't tell her. I wanted her freedom to feel like a surprise. On her birthday night, the house was full of relatives. Music playing, laughter echoing, candles glowing. She opened gifts one by one. Perfume, jewelry, gift cards. Then I handed her a small white envelope. No big box, she teased lightly. Open it, I said. She slid her finger under the flap and unfolded the paper inside. Her smile froze. She read it again, then a third time. Balance, $0. Status, paid in full. Silence slowly replaced the music. What is this? She asked quietly. I cleared your loan, I said calmly. Happy birthday. Her chair scraped against the floor as she stood up. You did what? The room went still. I paid it off. I repeated. You don't owe the bank anymore. Her face flushed, not with happiness, with anger. I never asked you to do that. Murmurs spread across the table. I stayed seated. You don't understand, she said sharply. That was my responsibility. And now it's handled. I replied. That wasn't your choice to make. Her voice wasn't loud, but it was shaking. Every relative was watching. Some impressed, some confused, some waiting for drama. She grabbed her purse. I can't believe you did this without telling me. Then she walked out. The front door shut harder than it needed to. I didn't chase her, because this wasn't about money. It was about pride, and I had just stepped into something I didn't fully understand. She didn't answer my calls. Not that night, not the next morning, not even when Mom texted asking if she got home safe. 3 days later, there was a knock on my door. Not loud, not dramatic, just firm. I opened it. She stood there in a hoodie, no makeup, eyes tired, not angry. Can I come in? She asked. I stepped aside. We sat across from each other at the dining table, the same table where I balanced my budget for years, the same table where I decided to pay her loan. She didn't waste time. You humiliated me. I didn't interrupt. In front of everyone, she continued. You made it look like I couldn't handle my own life. I never said that. I replied calmly, you didn't have to. Silence stretched between us. You think I can't manage $25,000? She asked. I think you've been carrying it alone. I answered. Her jaw tightened. That was my burden. And I removed it. I said, that's the problem, she snapped. It wasn't yours to remove. For a second, I almost defended myself. Almost said how many extra shifts I worked, how many things I gave up, how carefully I planned it. But I didn't. Instead, I asked quietly, were you behind on payments? She looked away. That pause told me everything. Finally, she exhaled. 2 months. Her voice dropped. I was 2 months behind. They sent a warning notice. I didn't tell anyone. Not Mom. Not Dad. Not even me. I had a plan, she added quickly. I was going to fix it. I know you were, I said. She looked up at me then, confused. You're not mad. No. Then why do I feel like I failed? There it was. Not anger. Shame. You didn't fail, I said calmly. You were drowning quietly. Tears filled her eyes. but she blinked them back. I didn't want to be the sister who needed rescuing. You weren't, I replied. You were the sister I didn't want stressed. Her voice softened. Now I owe you, and that was the real fire beneath everything. Not the money, the power shift. I don't want to owe you, she whispered. I don't want you to ever use this against me. The room went still. That hurt more than her yelling. You really think I'd do that? I asked. She didn't answer. And that silence said more than words ever could. Her silence stayed between us. Not loud, not dramatic, just heavy. You really think I'd use this against you? I asked again, not angry, just steady. She looked down at her hands. I don't know, she admitted. I've seen money change people. That one sentence explained everything. This wasn't about debt. It was about control, about the fear that one day, in an argument, I might say, after everything I did for you. I stood up and walked to my desk. From a drawer, I pulled out the printed payoff confirmation I had kept. I placed it on the table between us. Then I picked up a pen. At the bottom of the page, I wrote, gift, no repayment, no conditions. I signed my name. Then I slid it toward her. You don't owe me, I said calmly, and I will never bring this up in a fight. Not today, not 10 years from now. She stared at the paper. You can't promise that. I just did. Her eyes filled again. This time she didn't stop it. I wasn't angry because you paid it, she said quietly. I was angry because I felt exposed. Like everyone now thinks I couldn't handle my life. No one thinks that, I replied. They think you're lucky. She gave a small, humorless laugh. I don't want to be lucky. I want to be capable. Then be both, I said. Silence again, but softer now. After a moment, she asked, why didn't you tell me before doing it? Because if I asked, I answered honestly, you would have said no. She didn't argue, because we both knew it was true. She folded the paper carefully and held it to her chest for a second before placing it in her bag. I'm still upset, she said. I know. But thank you. I nodded. Next time, she added, standing up, ask me before saving me. A small smile touched my face. Next time, I agreed. At the next family dinner, no one mentioned the loan. No announcements. No drama. Just normal conversation. And when an uncle joked, so what was the big birthday surprise anyway? My sister smiled calmly and said, peace of mind. Then she looked at me, not smaller, not indebted, just equal. And that was worth more than $25,000. Time didn't fix everything. Conversation did. A few weeks later, my sister invited me out for coffee. No tension this time. Just honesty. I've been rebuilding, she said. Not financially. Mentally. She showed me a budgeting app on her phone. Savings goals. Emergency fund progress. Investment plans. I don't want help because I'm desperate, she said calmly. I want partnership because I'm capable. That sentence mattered. I never thought you weren't capable. I replied. I know, she said, but I had to believe it too. There was no debt between us anymore. Not financial, not emotional. Before we left, she added quietly, thank you for helping without trying to control. And this time, gratitude didn't feel heavy. It felt balanced.